going on, guys? It's Crazy for Coins here. I happened to stumble upon this bill, and I believe it to be just totally outrageous. So right now, I'm studying, for my own personal um, reasons about World War II and whatnot. And I noticed that there was this one woman who posted about a quote unquote anti Semitic bill being passed on one of the YouTube videos. So I tried to decide to look it up and I could not find it. So about 2 or 3 days ago, I happened to see um, these articles and it says Florida passes bill banning anti Semitism in public schools after synagogue shooting. Okay. So you're thinking, all right, maybe it's, quote unquote evil right wing or whatever neo Nazi people, and they're just hating on Jews. But if you read, according to the interpretation of what's in the bill from multiple, happens to be the Huffington Post, but I also have another. It might have been the Miami Herald. The problem that I have with this, guys, is that if you read into it, it's not just where like, oh, people out there saying, "Ooh, gotta kill the Jews because the Jews are bad." Blah blah blah. No, this is like you literally can't question the Jews in colleges and universities. Why can't I question? It's like saying, it's like saying, what's next? I can't question Hispanic people because of illegal immigration, and then they say, "Oh, we're gonna ban talks on illegal immigration because it's discriminatory against Hispanics," or next it'll be against whites or blacks. I mean, what kind of crap is this? Read this. The Florida bill requires public school officials to treat anti-Semitic behavior by students or employees the way they treat racial discrimination. The measure includes a lengthy explanation of anti-Semitism, defining it as expressing hatred for Jewish people, making mendacious, dehumanizing, demonizing, or stereotypical allegations about Jews or Jewish organizations, and denying facts about the Holocaust. The bill also incorporates Israel into its definition of anti-Semitism. It states that delegitimizing Israel by denying the Jewish people their right to self-determination, blaming Israel for all interreligious or political tensions, and requiring behavior of Israel that is not expected or demanded of any other democratic nation should all be counted as examples of anti-Semitism. Okay, I'm sorry. Like I said, they're making it to where I can't question the Jews. Every single religious, I don't care what you say, I would be hard pressed and you'd be hard pressed to find one religious group or one country that doesn't have disgusting things about them. Whether it be Christians, Muslims, Jews, whites, blacks, Hispanics, Asians, Indians, whatever. Everybody has, I almost guarantee that practically everybody in throughout history has done something to somebody else that is, let's just say, less than admirable. So to just sit here and say that the Jews are completely 100% innocent and that we should have a law to basically ban free speech, regardless of whether it is true or not, as long as it doesn't call for physical violence and killing people, then free speech, regardless if you're a communist, if you're a quote unquote neo Nazi, liberal, conservative, progressive, libertarian, or anarchist, or whatever that I missed, you should be allowed to express your free speech. So I totally agree with this. And I will also mention that some of these quote unquote facts that mainstream media like to say are not true. For one instance, is that the Germans, believe it or not, in World War II were correct. Most of the proletariat, the communist regime under Vladimir Lenin and Joseph Stalin, were Ashkenazi Jews. They were Jews. And if you look at some of the German propaganda, it clearly shows that they accuse the Bolsheviks of being Jewish descent. Now, if you go in your public textbook or whatever or not, in your history textbook, they're not going to mention that. Nope, they're not going to mention that. They don't even mention the Holodomor. Why do we focus on the Holocaust? Okay, granted, regardless of whether, you believe or not that 6 million Jews died. Why isn't the Holodomor in the textbook? So what? Millions of people died in the Holodomor. What? That's not important. We shouldn't learn about that. So I find that absolutely ridiculous. I have an interesting little article right here where it's a back and forth. So if you think like, oh, it's just a neo-Nazi right-wing quote unquote site that's putting this out, here we go, guys. Here's an archive of. We have a senator, and I haven't really looked into this, but okay. So here he is questioning. He spoke German as well as Russian. Yes, very fluently. What was his nationality? He was a Russian. Was he a Slav or a German? Or a Russian? Oh, he's a Russian. A Russian? A Russian Jew. Okay, but they do not believe in any religion, of course. Okay, so yeah, exactly. Ashkenazi Jew, which means atheistical Jew. So again, I have more evidence of this, guys. There's other YouTubers. There's one YouTuber, I forgot his channel. He does a great breakdown of the fact that the majority of the Bolsheviks and a lot of the communists specifically were Jews. So the Germans, like I said before, this is not quote unquote evil propaganda. This was the truth. And to sit here and say that everything that the quote unquote National Socialists put out is BS, while everything that the Americans put out or the British put out or the French or whoever not, the Russians put out is true. It's totally BS. I mean, there's truth and there's lies on both sides. It's just we should, instead of just denying it, we should just say, okay, let's separate fact from fiction. If it paints Jews in a negative light, if it paints Christians in a negative light, Muslims, whatever not, let's just report it, the facts, and how it is. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed this video. I just don't like this bill because it just takes away our personal freedoms, our freedom of speech, and that is one of my biggest problems with it. So, all right, guys, hope you got something out of this video, and enjoy the rest of your day.